You don't have to release or process all your trauma, all your suppressed feelings to begin feeling better from chronic pain and fatigue. This is a misconception I hear quite a lot, and I want to explain why it's not so helpful. So firstly, language is important. I don't know if we ever release trauma and suppressed feelings. It's more that when we work with these somatically, so when we work with them at a body-based level, we get curious with them, we change our relationship to them, and this releases resistance, it releases pressure, and things aren't quite so overwhelming when done appropriately and with support. This is where practitioner help really comes in. And as we get curious, we allow things to metabolize. So we allow cycles to run their course and complete themselves. This is often where it feels like there's maybe some sort of resolution in the body. And this doesn't mean that that trauma is resolved. It doesn't mean that things might not come up again, but it's not so overwhelming. When we orient to safety, when we've got support, we can start teaching our nervous system, teaching our brain that yes, that was something awful that happened where we didn't have the support and resources to cope with that at the time, but it's not in the present moment. And one definition of trauma is when something is very much alive in our system in the present moment, even though it may have happened in the past. And when we start developing this new relationship, when we get this support, this attunement, which can help us build that internal sense of safety, then things can start to move a little. Things aren't so overwhelming, and we start to build a new baseline. So a new baseline where there's things like curiosity and compassion. We can be really kind to ourselves and look after ourselves there. And this, can be very different than this sense of I've got to release something. Even the sense of that, it can be quite inadvertently shaming, a sense of, actually there's something wrong and something that I've got to get out. When actually your system is having a very valid response to something probably quite awful that shouldn't have happened, or something that was just overwhelming in a way that you needed more support at that time. So actually we're offering reverence to this by not pathologizing it, by not having this sense of actually I've got to get it out, it's wrong, which is actually very stressful for our system itself. Instead, we can notice that actually there's a lot of wisdom in this response, and how can I tend to it? How can I be with it in a way that's not overwhelming? It's not about trying to get it out or big catharsis, which really isn't so helpful. It's not something that I'd recommend. And then as we explore this new relationship, as we get that support, that attunement that we didn't have at the time, our system can be with it. It can learn new senses of safety. And these things come up at the time when our system deems it right. So as a professional, in sessions, it's not that we go hunting for things that haven't been felt at the time. It's more that we get curious about what's there and we build support and capacity. And then our bodies, our systems are so wise. Things come up when it's organically the right time and we can support through that process.